Hello everyone, welcome to Qtomation channel. In today's tutorial, we will see about the functions in JavaScript. Also, we will see one real-time example how we can use functions to create a simple calculator by using JavaScript. So first, what is function? So function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. Function is executed when something invokes it, or we can say something calls it. Now, so basically functions are statements. So basically functions means some specific statement or block of code that will be written once, and we can use that block of code multiple times. So instead of rewriting every time those statements, we can simply create one function, write the statement or block in that function one time only, and whenever we need to call that specific lines of code, we can simply call that function. So basically we don't have to every time rewrite the same statement of code again and again. So we can create one simple function, and whenever we want to execute those code of lines, then we have to simply call that function or invoke that function, right? So it is similar to define the code once and use it many times. And we can also pass some parameters in function. So if you see the syntax, so function syntax looks like this. So function keyword is used. After that we have to give the name of function, and then there is parenthesis, and within this parenthesis we can pass the parameters or arguments. So these parameters and or arguments are optional. So some functions may take these parameters, or sometimes they may not take these parameters as per different scenarios, right? So function may or may not take parameters, and function may or may not return values as well. So sometimes function can return the value as well. So we will see some more practical example about the function. So basically to understand, so function is a block of code that can be written only once, and we can use that code, or we can simply reuse that code multiple times whenever we can call or we can invoke that function, right? So that is the main benefit of function. That is, we can write only once and we can use that multiple times whenever needed. So to whenever function is created, to execute that function, we have to first invoke the function, or that is also called as calling the function, right? So code inside the function will get executed only when something invokes or calls that function. Now how the function can be invoked? So function can self invoke as well. So it can automatically self invoke. It can be invoked whenever some event occurs. So for example, if any mouse click event or any type of event, we can configure that on the occurrence of any event we can also call the function, right? Sometimes the clicking of button, or sometimes clicking mouse click, or some hovering on something, that will also invoke the function, right? And also it can be invoked via javascript code as well, right? So these are the different ways by which function can be invoked. So once again we are revising. So basically function is a block of code that is designed to perform a specific task, right? So we can write some statement of code in the function once only, and that can be reused multiple times. So main use of function is the reusability. So we don't have to rewrite the same code again and again. So we can just create one function for a specific task, and whenever we want to execute those line of code, then we can simply call the function or invoke the function. And this is the syntax of function, right? We can give the function name, and then within parentheses we can mention the parameters. These are optional, and also the statement of code which we want to execute, that will be put inside these curly brackets, right? Now let's see practical one example of the function. So I am just opening the Visual Studio, and I have created one file demo.js. Now here I am going to create one function that will print hello world on the console, right? And whenever we call that function will get executed, and that will print hello world in our terminal or console, right? So let me just create one function. So I will just use keyword as function. Then we can give the name to function, right? So we have to give some name. So I am just going to give display hello world, right? Then we have to use now I am not going to give any parameters for this function. So this is non-parameter function, right? And just within, I'm just opening the curly braces, and here I am just printing the hello world, console.log hello world, right? So now we have created one function whose name is display hello world, and that will simply print the hello world, right? Now we have just created the function, but to execute this function we have to invoke this, or we have to call this function, right? Now to call or to invoke the function, the syntax is we have to simply write that function name display hello world parenthesis and semicolon. Now this statement will call our function. So whenever this statement will be called, this line will be executed, or this function will get executed. Now let's save this file. Now I'm going to run the file. So let's give the command node demo.js. You can see here, right? It printed the word hello world, right? So it executed our function. Now let's see one more time. If I once again I'm going to call this function. If I call this function once again, let's see. Let's save this file. Let's again execute. See, this time it printed two times. So basically we invoke this function two times. That's why it printed hello world two times, right? So this is how the function basically works. Now as we have seen, some function can take parameters and some functions may not take parameters, right? Now this is the example of the function which is basically not taking any parameter, as well as it is not returning anything, right? So we are just simply printing, so it is not returning anything, neither it's accepting any parameter. So this is one example of, so this was example of that specific type of function which is not accepting any parameter and not returning. Now let's see one more example. So in some function, now let's see the, now we are going to create one function that will be used to multiply two numbers, right? And that will accept the parameters as well. Now I'm going to create one function. So this function accepting function may take params, right? So we will pass two numbers as parameters, and that function will multiply those numbers and it will give us the result, right? So let's see the function. So I'm just going to create one function, let's name it as multiply nums. So this is the name of my function. Now here we are going to pass two parameters or two arguments, right? So I'm just going to pass this x and y. So x is going to multiply by y, so x into y, and we are going to store that result, let's say in result variable. So let result is equal to x into y. So my result variable will store the value of x multiplied by y. Now we have to print that as well, right? So I'm just going to print console.log result, right? So we have created one function whose name is multiply nums, and that will be accepting two parameters, that is x and y. So it will accept two variables x and y. Then what we are doing into that function, so basically we are multiplying x and y, and we are storing the result in result variable, and that will be simply printed on our terminal, right? So we are printing that result. Now let's save this file. So we have created this function, right? Now we have to call or we have to invoke this function, right? So let's call this function. So what is the syntax for calling the function? That is simply we have to write the function name, and now we have to, so basically we have passed some two parameters here, right? So similarly we have to pass two numbers here. So I am going to pass two numbers here. Let's say 6 comma 7. So 6 is like x here and 7 is going to be y here. So whenever we call this function by passing two parameters, that is 6 and 7 here, how the flow will works, it will call this function, right? And it will pass the value of x as 6 and value of y as 7. Then it will multiply 6 into 7, and the result will be stored, that is 42, right? That will be stored in our result variable. and it will print that result as well. So now let's save this file and run this file. Right, so it printed our result here 42, correct. Now let's change the number. So we can change the parameter values and that will change our result as well. So for example, let's pass 7 and 8 this time. So I'm just saving this file. Now let's rerun again. Right, so it will print 56 this time. So this is the function which is taking two parameters, right? So we have seen the function which is not taking any parameter. We have also now seen the function which takes two parameters. Now let's see one more function type in which that function will return something. So basically, so far we have seen the function is not returning anything, right? Now let's see the function which will return something. Now I'm just going to comment this. Now to comment this, the shortcut is Control K and C. So if you just Control K and C, it will comment our code, right? Now let's see one more example of function returns some value, right? Now let's see how function returns some value. So here I'm again going to create one function. Let's use the same example. I'm going to create one function. Let's say mul nums. Here I'm going to pass two variables again, x and y. Let's multiply. So basically it will simply return some value. So return, or simply we can again store our result. Let result is equal to x into y. So we are passing two parameters here, that is x and y, and we are multiplying those parameter x into y. We are storing that value in result variable. Now to return, basically return is keyword that we have to use, return result, right? So it will return the result value, right? So now to use this function, we have to call this function, correct? So let's call this function mul, and we have to pass two parameters here as well. So let's pass 5 comma, let's say 8. So now whenever this function will get called, so at this, so once we execute this statement, the function will be get called, right? So it will call this function and it is returning something, right? So it is returning result. So whenever we call this function, it will return some value, and basically we have to store that value, correct? So let's store that value in some another variable, or we can simply, so basically we can simply store our value. Let's give some another name. Let mul result is equal to mul nums, and we are passing two parameters, and let's print that value as well. Console.log. Let's save this file and again run this file. So before that I am just clearing the console, right? So I'm just going to run this file, node demo.js. You can see here, right? So how it works, so basically whenever we call this function which is passing, in which we are passing 5 and 8, so it multiplied the value of 5 by 8 and it's stored in our result, right? And it return the value of that result. So this function when called, it return the value of that result, and that value we have stored in another variable, that is mul result, and we are simply printing the value of that mul result, right? Same statement we can present like this only. So instead of again storing this, we can simply print like, so I'm just going to simply print console.log. Right, so this is similar to what we have did previously, right? So this is the same statement. I am directly printing by calling this function, mul nums function. Let's save this file. Right, so it will print the value here, right? So this is how the function returns some value in this case, right? So we have seen the function which takes the parameter. We have also seen functions which may not take some parameter. We have seen the function which return the value, and we have also seen the function which do not return any value, right? So this is how different type of functions we can use. So this is basically the functions. Now let's see how we can create one simple calculator or simple example of use of functions in JavaScript, right? So I'm going to create one file here. I'm going to name that file as calc.html. Let's save that file. I'm going to create simply one HTML structure, that is opening of HTML. Then I'm closing the HTML. Within that I am going to create body and close body, right? And to put the JavaScript code we have to use script tag. Right, so my scenario is I am going to create two input fields, and that two input fields can be used to enter two values. So user will enter two values in that two input fields, and we will multiply those two values, and we will be displaying the result below that, right? So it will multiply those two values, and we will also give one multiply button. So as soon as user click on that multiply button, the result of multiplication of those two input field values should be displayed to user. Now let's see how we can do by that using the functions, correct? So I'm just going to create two input boxes first. So let's create two input boxes. So I'm going to give input id is equal to, let's say, input 1. So basically that is number 1. I'm just closing the input. Similarly, we will create one more field. Before that, let's give break tag. Let's create the second field. Let's give identifier as input 2, that is for number 2. And along with that we will create one button. Let's give id as button 1, or simply multiply button. Let's give identifier as multiply button and label as multiply. Right, now I am saving the file, and let's open this file and let's see how it looks on the browser. So I'm just opening it on the live server. Right, so let me recheck the code once again. I think, right, so this is how the file will look. So this is the two buttons basically, right? So number 1, this is number 2, and this is the multiply button. So as soon as I click on multiply button, it should automatically multiply these two values whichever entered in these two input fields, and it should display the result here, right? But currently nothing is happening because it's just a static web page and we have not implemented any JavaScript code yet, right? So let's see how we can do that. right? So to display the result, we will have to create one paragraph field as well. So I'm just going to create that paragraph field where we will be displaying our result. So I'm just going to give identifier as, let's say, result para. So this is the identifier of that paragraph where we will be displaying our result. I'm just saving the file. Right, so basically to do that, now there are three things. So we will have to capture the values of these two values. So basically whatever user enter in this two field, we will have to first capture those two values. Then we will have to multiply those values and we have to display that result in this paragraph. And that action should happen only when user will click on this multiply button, right? So there are three things. First we will have to locate these two elements. Then we will have to capture those values, and then we will have to multiply those two values and store some result, and this result should get displayed below here in that paragraph which we have created. And this all these actions should happen on clicking of this multiply button. So now I'm going to create one function. Let's describe one function in our script tag. Let's name that function as function mulnums. Right, so first we are going to locate those two input fields and we have to capture those values, right? So I'm just going to use document dot get element by id. What is the identifier of input field 1? That is input 1. And we have to capture the value. So dot value is method which will capture that value which you are entered in that first input field. Similarly, we'll have to capture the value whatever that entered in second input field as well, right? So say identifier for second input field is input to that value. Now that this statement will capture that value, but we will have to store that value as well, right? So I'm just going to use let x is equal to. So I'm just going to create let y is equal to. So x and y variable will hold that values, correct? Now one thing we have to understand here, that the values which we have captured, that will be in string format, and we will have to convert that string format into number format. Then only we can multiply those values, right? So I have to multiply, right? So I'm going to use x into y, and I'm going to use one variable, that is let result is equal to x into y. But we have to understand that these x and y are not in number format, so we have to first convert this x and y that are currently in string format to number format first before multiplying. So parse int method is used to convert the type of that x, that is string, into integer. Similarly, parse int of y, so it will convert that value of x and y which is in string format to number format, and then multiply. So both the values will get multiplied and the result will be stored in our result variable, right? So once we have got the result, now we have to display that result in the paragraph field, right? So we have to first locate that paragraph as well. So let's see document dot get element by id, and the identifier of the paragraph where we are going to display that value, that is result para, and dot inner html method is used to display that value in that paragraph field. So dot inner html is equal to, we have to display this result value, right? So I'm going to put result here, semicolon, and let's save this file. Correct, so we have created one function, right? Now we have to call this function, and as discussed, when we have to call this function, so whenever user will click on this multiply button, right? So then only we will have to capture those two values, and then we have to perform this multiplication, and the result should get displayed here. So clicking is the event here, right? So on clicking this multiply button, this should happen, right? So I'm going to create, let's write, locate that button first, document dot get element by id. What is the identifier of that button? That is multiply button. So I'm just copy pasting this multiply button, right? And what is the event? It is on click event, right? So on click that should happen. So on click is equal to, we are going to use this function, right? So we have to call this function. So whenever that button is clicked, this function needs to be called. So we are calling this function here. On click is equal to mulnums, right? Now just save this file, right? I'm just saved the file, and let's run this file once again. Now I am going to enter the number here. Let's say 4. Let's use 6. Click on multiply. It is displaying the result here, right? So it is multiplying the value of 4 and 6, and it is displaying the result. Now let's change the values. Let's use 7 and 9. Click on multiply. It is displaying correctly, right? So this is how the functions are working in our JavaScript code for multiplication, right? Similarly, now we can do other actions as well. For example, division, addition, and subtraction, right? So what I'm going to do, so we have created one button multiply, right? So I'm similarly going to create 3 more buttons. So that will be for addition, subtraction, and division, right? And we will have to need to create 3 another functions as well. So we have created function for multiplication. Similarly, I will have to create the function for addition, subtraction, and division as well. So now let's modify our code. So let's first create 3 buttons as well. So I'm just copy pasting this. I'm just going to create 3 more buttons. Let's give some other identifier. So for example, yeah, here we can give add button, subtract button, div button or division button, and we have to change the label as well. So this is for addition, or we can simply say add, multiply. This is subtract. This one is divide, or we can simply say division. Let's save this file. So we have created 3 more buttons here, and similarly we will have to create 3 more functions as well. So this function is used for multiplication. So I'm just going to create one more function. Let's give name that function as add nums. Now x and y, this will remain same, right? So here we are just going to do addition operation. So I'm just going to use additional symbol, and result will be also displayed at the same paragraph, correct? And here also we will have to change. So I'm just going to create function first. So we have created for add. Now we need to create for subtract as well. Here we will have to perform the subtraction. Similarly, we will have to create one function for division as well. Let's rename it as div nums, and here we have to use division operator, right? And we have created 3 buttons as well. So we have implemented for multiplication button click. Now we will have to call those specific functions on clicking of that specific buttons, right? So whenever I click on addition button, it should call the addition function. Whenever I click on division button, then it should call the division function, right? So let's use the identifier of specific buttons. So here, what is the identifier of this button? Add button, right? and on clicking of add button, what function should get called? Addition of nums, right? So I'm just going to use this add nums function name. So function name needs to be exactly the same. So here on clicking of addition button, I'm going to call add nums function. Similarly, for division, division nums, when this div nums will get called, so I'm just going to use it here, div nums on clicking of division button. So what is the identifier of division button? This is the identifier of division button. Similarly, mul, add, division and subtraction. What is the identifier for subtraction? That is subtraction button. I'm just copying this and I'm just putting this here. And which function should get called when clicked on subtract button? That is subtract nums function. So I'm just going to copy this. Right, so we have, now let's save this file. So we have simply created four functions. So first one is addition of nums, second one is for subtraction, third one is for division, and another is for subtraction, division, addition and multiplication. So similarly we have created four functions, we have created four buttons as well, and respectively for each click of button we have also added the statement which will call that specific function as well. Right, now let's save this file and open this file once again. Right, so we can see here all the four buttons are here. Now let's see whether they operates as per the functions or not. So I'm just going to use 4, second input as 5. Now I'm going to click on add button. Right, let's see what happens. Right, it's adding two numbers, correct? Now let's change the value. Let's add, let's say 40, let's say 50. Click on add button, it will add those two values, right? So it is working correctly. Similarly, let's check for subtraction as well. Now let's say I'm going to use num1 as 50, whereas num2 as, let's say 40. So 50 minus 40, it should give me value of 10. So that is also working correctly. Similarly for division, let's use 60 divided by, let's say I'm going to use 2. So 60 and I'm going to click on division button. So 60 divided by 2, it is returning 30, right? So on click of each button, it is calling that respective function and it is displaying the result here, right? So this is how we can create simple application by using different functions. So this is how we have used the function concept of JavaScript, right? So in the coming lectures, we will see some more action about the JavaScript, right? So thank you for watching guys. Let's see you all in the next tutorial.